Hello and welcome to another episode of KenTraining, where on the channel KenTraining we try to give you the training and the knowledge so that you can tackle these jobs on your own. Today's job, in case you haven't seen the windows right behind me, is Windows Day. Today we are going to change out windows. We are going to remove aluminum metal frame, single pane, 40-year-old windows that are the original windows to the house. We are going to change them out with these brand new vinyl windows. These are retrofit windows, and they are what they call with a fin, and I'll show you exactly what all this terminology means. When you do the retrofit windows, apparently there's 2 or 3 different styles. One is called block frame construction, if you were going to go in cinder blocks or some type of a block frame, and then there's the fin, which is what we have. The exterior of this house is a stucco house, so we have to do a retrofit vinyl window with has an aluminum metal frame. We have to remove all that stuff, and we have to put in these windows. I'll show you the detail of everything. One of the most important parts of this project is measuring for your windows, because when you order your windows, you want to have very accurate measurements, and I'll go through the measuring process, how I did my measurements and ordering, and then what the actual window looks like and how that measured out and compared and everything like that. So I've got 3 windows in total. Let me show you them. I got one that is located right here, as you can see, that one right there, and then over here I got 2, and there's one in back here that is very, very large, and I'll go through all that now. I'll show you what my invoice looks like, so it tells you what the pricing is, and the windows. So what happened is that when I had never done windows before. These are actually going to be the first 3 windows I did, and I did a second floor renovation recently, and the windows were original on the second level, but I ended up hiring American Vision Windows in order to do that window installation, and they did a fine job and everything. And the windows that they installed was their version of these Anlin windows, which in my case is Anlin Monteverde windows, which is a very high quality windows. I'll show you the sticker on the side for the energy and all of that. So these are dual pane, low E, really good quality windows. Let me show you the receipt here so that you can get a good idea of that. Okay, this is who I purchased the windows from, and I completely recommend these guys. Feel free to go ahead and reach out, give these guys a call, which is DWD, Discount Window and Door. And these guys, when you look at the quote here, okay, how they did the quote. So let's go through the first window here. So the total quantity of windows that I ordered was 3, and then here's the Anlin window, Monteverde. XO, X stands for operational, and I guess O stands for non-operational. Actually, if you know what exactly X and O stand for, please go ahead and leave that in the comments. And here's my window sizes here, and they give you a nice picture of the window, and I know you can't see it, but if you have this in a PDF document, you can blow this up and it tells you the dimensions right there, but here in this format you can't. So this one window, my smallest window, was $232. The next window up, which is this very large window, was $342. And the next window, which is actually 2 windows fused together, that particular window was $616. Now, and then I also purchased some accessories. So I also purchased the product here to go on the outside sealant. So this is all in white. So the windows that I have here are all in white. So the trim sealant is in white. So this here is a Tremco U1600 trim glaze. So they gave me 6 tubes of that. For the interior, when we're done with our trim pieces, we're going to use this trim glaze UA 1300. Yeah, I kind of feel a little gypped because they only sent me 2 nozzles. They should have sent me, I think, 1 for each tube that I purchased, but whatever. They only sent me 2 of those. Oh, and I also got these trim caps. These are the little caps that will go on once you drill your hole for your screws. This little cap here is what will go in, fill in that hole. That's a 3/8 inch drill bit right there. So that's what this is for, 3/8 inch drill bit. Now, what else? Oh, and I went and purchased some tight foam for the I purchased this at the Home Depot, and it's a window and door foam. So we'll check that out when we get to that stage. I got some 2-inch Scotch tape here, so we can put that on without getting the sealant everywhere. I got a whole box of shims, and I got extra shims. Although technically I should not need the shims, and I'll tell you why. Because I purchased these fasteners, which here, let me show you exactly what they are. These here are U2 fasteners, number 10 by 3 1/8, and these are specifically for retrofit window installations. Okay, and the head on it is a T25, and the bit is included. I got this here, this box of screws here at Canal Lumber, and the price of the screws was, let's see if we can find it here, $17.78. Now originally I purchased these from the Home Depot, but this was not going to work. Originally I got these have a pan-headed screw, and I thought that would be better, but that won't work because the head is so large that it's going to be, you won't be able to get the cap on, so that strategy didn't work. This is the screw that I purchased from Canal Lumber. That is the proper screw for the job. Check out these tips. It has a self-drilling head. It's a number 10 by 3 inches long, and then this section here is the part that captures the vinyl frame, and it's supposed to center it properly. When we do the installation, we'll go through that and how we do that. But this, and then it's a Torx head, and you can see that right there. And it comes with the bit, so we're solid with the bit too. So we have all these tools in order to do this project. So just to show you the other 2 windows that I have over here, this back window here, this one here is absolutely huge. It goes from here all the way over to there. This is 1 pane of glass for 1/2 of this back window, and then behind this pane of glass here is where that fused window is. So it's actually 2 windows that are fused together. This particular window here is $600, and then the other ones were what, $300, and this one over here was $232. Now that's just the window cost, and then of course I've got my accessories here where I've got to had to purchase some extra stuff. But the from Discount Window and Door, my total for the 3 windows was $1,358, and that was delivered, and that came with the sealant for the exterior, the interior, and the caps. And the trim. I forgot the flat trim. It also includes flat trim. This is what you put on the inside. Okay, so I have flat trim for the inside. We'll go through the installation of that, but all of that is what I purchased from them for that price right there, $1,358, which I thought was a fantastic deal. When I contacted people to give me quotes to have these windows installed, the quotes ranged from $2,700 to $3,000. So considering that I'm getting this for $1,300 and I have to do the installation myself, I'm perfectly happy with that. Okay, now let's start off with window number 1 when it comes to window measuring. You'll notice that when I placed the order, I placed it Monteverde XO. The frame was a retrofit with a 1 3/4 inch flange. Color is white, and the size is 44 inches by 55 1/8 of an inch. The glass is low E, 366, Title 24 compliant, and there's argon gas inside, which is good. And what else? And then it has a cam lock for the way that the lock works. Sash bolts were not available on the Monteverde, so you couldn't do a special sash bolt. Now, you'll notice that when I ordered the window, I ordered it XO. That's because when you order windows, they do it from the outside of the house looking in. So the window on the, and then you go left to right. So the X is a window on the left, and the O, the X is the operational window, the window on the left, and the window on the right is the stationary window. That's how you order them, looking from the outside of the house into the house. When I did my actual measurements, let's see, the window that we're talking about right now for window number 1 is this window right here. And what happened is that I did the measurements. It's actually this window right here. I did the measurements from the inside of the house. So from the inside looking out, the window on the left is non-operational, the window on the right is operational. But when you do your ordering, you have to make sure that you specify that you're looking from the outside of the house in. Okay, so just that's why on mine it says X, O and X, but you'll see here I put a note to myself, Anlin, they're not Delmar, I ended up getting the Mar Vistas. You want to, excuse me, not the Mar Vistas, I got the Monteverdes. You keep getting that mixed up. But you want to order the windows XO, which is how I ordered them, which is XO, and I'll show you that when we get to it. Now, when I do my window measurement, I get the measurement in 3 places: at the top, at the bottom, and at the middle and at the bottom. And then I write and circle the smallest dimension. And then same thing going from top to bottom. What I do is I go on the left-hand side, the middle, and then the right-hand side and measure that height right there. And then I circle the smallest height, which in this case was 55 5/8. Now and then the smallest here was 44 1/2. Now when I did my measurements, you'll see here I ordered 44, and smallest measurement here was 44 1/2. So that's going to leave 1/4 of an inch distance on the left and 1/4 of an inch distance on the right. That is very tight, but I felt comfortable doing that because of how critical I was in my measurements. Normally, most of other window installers would have taken this and gave a 1/2 inch over here and a 1/2 inch over here and taken out a total of 1 inch and ordered 43 1/2 inch windows. But like I said, I felt so comfortable I could get away with 44s and have it with less of a gap. Now, when it comes to the height, my height is 55 5/8, and I ordered 55 1/8. That is exactly a 1/2 inch difference. So I'll have a 1/4 of an inch gap at the bottom and a 1/4 of an inch gap at the top. Now let me show you where I got these measurements from. That's Tigo. Hey Tigo, what are you doing? Okay, here's the windows that we're going to change out. This is the first one we're going to start with. This is the smallest window on this project. This is the largest window on this project that we're going to change out. And I want to show you the measurements and how I got them on this window over here, and I'll use this as an example so that when you do your measurements, you know how to do it. Now, you'll notice I've got mini blinds here, and on this window I just have them up. But on this window I took them out, and I'm going to take these clips out before I take this window out, so this way I'm not going to have any obstructions when I go to put the new window in and put my flat trim in and stuff like that. Now, let's talk about the measurements. So on the left to right, you want to see how much room you have. Now in my case, the part that sticks out the most is this wood right here. So this wood is where I'm going to get my first measurement from, because that sticks out the most. And this is where the window is going to come in. It's going to come into here, so it has to be inside this dimension. On the right hand side, let me go ahead and open the window and show you what the right hand side looks like. Now on the right hand side, I'm looking at this aluminum right here, and I'm looking at the wood, and I'm bringing that down to determine exactly what part sticks out the most. So in this case, it's the wood here as well. Now, when I did my measurement, and I did it in 3 spots going across, in the center was the tightest section at 44 1/2. You know, my window, I ordered 44 inches. So I need to make sure, so I'll double check this right now and make sure that this to there is 44 1/2. All right, so I'm just going to go in the center here. And that is, actually it's a little more than 44 1/2. It's actually 44 5/8. Approximately. So we're totally fine with our 44-inch window. Now on the top, now for the top and bottom, you'll notice that the tightest section is here on the left-hand side of the window, 55 5/8. So when I look at the top and bottom, let's start at the top. You'll see the wood is not the lowest portion that the window is going to have to come into consideration with. It's this aluminum. So I had to measure from this aluminum right here, this one here. Now there's 2 legs here. In case one's lower than the other, I want to make sure I get the lowest leg. In this case, where my finger is touching is the lowest leg of this portion of the window. Now coming down the window, we want to look at the other side, and we want to look to see what the lowest portion was. In this case, the wood is the lowest. So now I'm going to measure from this aluminum section here to the wood, because that's the smallest dimension on the window. And I'm not going to take you through all 3, but you would do this on each section of the window, the left side, the middle side, the right side, for your own windows. I've already done it, so I know that my smallest dimension is here on the left. So just for my illustration purposes, I'm just going to do the left-hand side for you folks. I had to put the camera back far enough so you could see the top and the bottom. So now I'm going to put it here at the top of the aluminum frame like I was telling you, and then come down to the wood and then get that measurement. And that measurement, and I want to be real precise and take my time. It's actually 55 3/4 from here, 55 3/4. So even my own measurements was off by a little bit, but either way I know the new windows will fit because of what I ordered. Here, even if it was 55 3/4, the window is 55 1/8, which is less than 55 3/4. So we know that we are going to fit inside the space. Okay, and that was on the smallest dimension on the window. Now here's the actual window. Now it'd be interesting to know how, just to make sure that you know exactly when you order the windows what it is that you're getting. So if I take this measurement here, 44 inches, let me show you how the people, when they send you the window, where they're measuring from. They're measuring from here, this section, to the other side, not the fin. So this does not include the fin that comes out. That's the side that's going to be on the outside. So let me show you how that's done right now. So if I take this, put it here on this is the part of the window that's going to be inside the house. All right, and I take that across. There is your measurement. It's actually a little bit fatter. It's 1/16 of an inch fatter than 44. I ordered 44s. They put it 44 and 1/16, but that's still fine because I gave myself enough gap distance. Now let's do the same thing for the top and bottom. Let's see what they actually sent. So I'm going to capture it down below. If my tape measure will stay. Hang on, just trying to get that perfect. Right there. So there it is at the bottom. Here it is at the top. It is exactly 55 1/8. Now let's see what I ordered. 55 1/8. So they were spot on that one. They were 1/16 of an inch off on this one, but no problem. All of this is going to fit. So when you do your measurements and you do your ordering, the part that you're ordering is from the part that goes inside, not the fin in my case. So you cannot don't include the fin when you're doing your ordering for your windows. Now that we have confirmed that this window right there will fit in the window opening that I want to put it in, the next step to do is to demo out and remove the existing window. So I'm just going to put on some safety glasses, get some gloves on, and start dismantling that. We'll take you through that process right now. By the way, if you haven't done it already, click on like because you liked the video.